evening, everybody, and welcome to Good Talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor.
Good evening. How is everybody doing? Do you guys know who we are? I am Donnie Vapor, in case you're not sure.
And I would be Robin Eve, just to clarify.
You always like clarification. It's very important.
We're so happy that you decided to tune in and share this time with us. We've got a really big show for you tonight. We've gotten mail. We love getting mail. And email has been blowing up from our viewers at goodtalktvshow@gmail.com.
One more time.
goodtalktvshow@gmail.com. Donnie, tell us a little bit about some of the mail.
Well, we have a segment that I'm so happy that we're coming back to. We talked about it when we first started this television show, and it was called Ask Mama Robin. And I always put in Dear Abby 2.0, because Mama Robin knows a lot of stuff about a lot of things. And people have written to us. I have a couple of questions, and I figure, why not do an Ask a Mama Robin segment today? It might be nice to get these questions out there, and I think it'll be fun and helpful.
I'm excited. I love that you guys have been writing, and thank you for revisiting this topic. We haven't done an Ask Mama Robin in quite a while. Just to clarify, I do not have any training at all. I give a lot of unsolicited advice, and that's what we're rolling with.
And she doesn't know the questions because I pulled them off. As soon as I saw those emails, I grabbed them. So she's never heard these questions before. And I printed them out, and I'm going to give them to you right now, fresh off the cuff. No pressure.
I love that. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to channel my Italian grandparents, and after I answer, I'm just going to throw my hands up in the air just in case I ruined your life. It just kind of excuses all of it.
Will that help? Yeah?
I just feel better about myself. All right, go ahead.
That'll work. All right, here we go. Dear Mama Robin, this is exciting. I have a friend that doesn't wear their mask. I guess they mean the COVID mask. Mm-hmm. They put mask. It doesn't wear their mask properly. Their nose is fully exposed, and they tend to want to get way too close when speaking with me. What's the best way to rectify the situation without insulting my friend?
That's a very touchy subject. Very good question.
Yeah.
So right now, tensions are high, and people are very, very sensitive about the mask subject. And to put it simply, if you're going to wear a mask, it needs to cover where you breathe from. So if you just have it over your nose and you're talking out of your mouth, you just have it over your mouth and then you're breathing out of your nose, they need to be covered with both. So it's really challenging to have other people doing things that you don't do.
Right.
Let me think about this for a second. My initial response is you can only control yourself. So if you are around people and they are not conforming to whatever regulations are there or social distancing, and they're not doing things that you're comfortable with, then you're not going to be able to be in those situations. But I don't think that having a conversation with your friend is out of line. Yes, people are very sensitive about the subject, but if it's somebody that you're close with and you're a friend of and you have a relationship with them, bring up your concerns. Talk to them directly. It could be that they have a reason, maybe a breathing condition. They might have something with their septum that they can't have something resting on their nose. There could be reasons. Now, legally and all of those things, they don't have to tell you what they are. But if it's somebody that you care about, that you would like to spend time with, I think that you should sit down and have a conversation with them. And then if you're not satisfied with the outcome, keep that in mind the next time that you decide to spend any time with them in person.
I think that's really good advice. I would just add, not that I'm Papa Don.
Tell me what you think.
Papa Donnie Vapor. I would think maybe have that conversation, but over the phone.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Even something like Zoom is very helpful when you can get the inflections and see, the expressions on somebody's face. But,
right, and tell them how you feel and keep it, because I can understand the person worrying about insulting their friend, because people don't like to be told what to do.
Yes, but people are also seeing it as they're being insulted, because the whole idea of wearing a mask, if you're sick, you're not supposed to be going out and going around other people. So the point of wearing the mask is to protect other people. So you don't want to say anything to your friend because you don't want to insult them and you don't want to hurt their feelings. But a lot of us are feeling like, well, I'm already insulted myself because you're not thinking about protecting me. So it's a hot topic and it's a really sensitive subject. And I think with anything else, it comes down to communication. Have a conversation with your friend, address it, and then based on how that conversation goes, will determine what your social interactions are going to be going forward.
I love that answer. That was awesome. I have another question. Are you ready, Mama Robin?
I am ready.
All right. Yeah. This is interesting.
I love having a forum where I can give unsolicited advice. Like my dream.
Oh my goodness. Don't get used to it. No, just kidding. Okay, let's see. Dear Mama Robin, I rent a not so legal apartment in someone's home. And I always park my car on the street in front of the house. Lately, the next door neighbor, instead of parking in their own driveway, has been taking my spot. How can I handle this and not have to park down the street and carry groceries and just be really put out for what I see to be no reason?
So again, with everything, it's about communication. Now, since you're a renter, the first thing that I would do is I would have a conversation with my landlord. I would find out if there were any changes that they knew about, if there were maybe any problems with the neighbor next door that you might not be privy to. There might be work that's coming up. They could be working in the driveway. They could be feeling out, space and expecting more vehicles. There could be anything that's going on, and it might have absolutely nothing to do with where you park. It could be something that's spiteful, in which case, long-term, you don't need to be walking all the way up the block, but there needs to be another plan in place. And since you're not the homeowner, the landlord would be the first step to be able to establish what's going on, why, and where to go from here.
I think that's solid advice, and I can see why they were apprehensive, because if it's not a legal apartment, technically they can get the landlord in trouble.
Sure, you don't want to ruffle any feathers, you don't want to make any waves. But sometimes it could be a misunderstanding. Sometimes it really could be a lot simpler than we make it out to be. And getting some clarification helps with that. They are in a legal apartment that is in their home. So there's already a certain level of intimacy between the landlord and the tenant that I think that they can bring it up and see where that goes based on that conversation.
So basically what I'm getting from you in both these questions, it all comes down to communication. It all
really
comes down to
does.
speaking and talking. And we have a show called Good Talk. So this all ties together in one beautiful, neat bow. It's all about having a good talk, isn't it?
It really is. And it's something that sounds like it's easy to do, but it's really not. I think that a big part of the problem that people have with communicating is always wanting to stuff their own feelings down because they don't want to hurt somebody else's. We do a lot of assuming. We do a lot of projecting. And we end up worrying about problems that may never come to pass because we have all these imaginary conversations in our head and scenarios when we're standing in the shower with the other person instead of having a conversation with the person. And when they get together and we finally do have a face-to-face conversation, a lot of times people will slip back into not listening to what's going on, but instead waiting for the other person to finish so they can interject what they have on their mind. Or they want to make sure that they get their words in so they can be the victor or they can be right. And communicating isn't about who's right or who's wrong. It's about expressing openly, expressing your feelings, not stuffing things inside, communicating with each other in the hope that you can kind of mesh together in whatever relationship it is and move forward together.
Did I hear you say you were standing in the shower with the other person?
Oh, you can't imagine the things that I create in the shower. Yes. But
Not for nothing. All kidding aside, I think that's solid advice. And before we wrap up this segment, I have to ask you something totally different. You had posted this on your Facebook, and it made me laugh so hard, and it had to do with muffins. Just tell everybody about that, please. 'Cause that's so funny. That's great.
It cracked me up every single time I saw it. Okay, so muffins spelled backwards is what you do when you take them out of the oven. And what do? You sniff them.
And with that, Robin Eve, Donnie Vapor had a good talk, rebirth of the segment of Ask Mama Robin. Don't forget to send in your pet tricks. Don't forget to send in your questions, just anything to the email that I'll never remember, which is
goodtalktvshow@gmail.com, and it's whatever that you would like to have a good talk with us about.
You guys have a great, great rest of the show. See you later.
Hi everybody, Tony Barker here from Handlebar Guitars. And when I'm not playing, we're building these broadcasters. And I need some good talk. I see Robin Eve, Donnie Vapor. Peace.
Staying home.
Thank you, Pulmonary Wellness Foundation, Good Talk TV sponsor. Please visit pulmonarywellness.com to learn more about this incredible organization.
You're really out on your own. And when you're down and feeling low.
Hey everybody, this is Motorcycle Mike, the personal injury lawyer. I've been riding motorcycles my entire adult life. During the course of my 30-year career as a lawyer, I've also represented countless injured motorcyclists. If you're one of them, I can be of assistance to you. Go to my website, please, motorcyclemikeesq.com. I'll always be there for you. I'm on your side when you ride.
Joe DeJesu, our original artist of the week from Good Talk TV show Season 1, has a brand new release available that you want to download on all of your digital media platforms. Another Sacrifice is the highly anticipated follow-up single to Cry and Miss Maybe, released in 2019. Joe is also the host of Jam Acoustic Mondays on Govs Radio. Please follow Joe DeJesu Music on Facebook and Instagram and download Another Sacrifice today.
God knows what we've done. Doesn't matter what we do.
Hey everybody, I've got a very special guest today. You're in for a treat. I have our friend Kai Addams here. She's from Hertfordshire, UK. She is a singer-songwriter, and I can't wait to have a good talk with her. Welcome to the show, Kai.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
Oh, I've been trying to get you on the show forever, right? Trying to get our schedule.
You have, yeah. We've been so busy, and finally, like ships passing in the night, and finally we've docked in the same harbour.
We have docked in the same harbor. I like how you put that. Can you do me a favor? Tell everybody in our audience, who is Kai Addams? Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in music.
Yeah, so I'm Kai. I'm from England, and I'm 31 years old. I've been singing since 6 months old was the first recording of me singing Daisy Daisy along with my nan. And I've had singing lessons since about the age of 11. So when I went to secondary school, so high school for you guys. And yeah, the rest is history. If there's music, I'll sing it. And if there's music on, I'll dance and sing and play along. That's just who I am.
Well, I love that. And you play musical instruments as well.
So yeah, I do. I only dabble because I've spent a lot of time and money on my vocals. That's primarily my instrument. But I bought a guitar in just a little electroacoustic in 2012, and I taught myself how to play purely from a songwriting point of view, just so I could strum along with some chords. So it sits beautifully in my lounge, doesn't ever go out anywhere, and I've never played it in public.
I love it.
Bit too frightened to play in public, but it serves me well for writing songs.
Yeah, did you name your guitar? A lot of people name their first guitar.
Do you know what? So I've actually had people ask me that, and no, I've not named it. But I will tell you, when I went to find my guitar, people say to you, how do you know when you find the right guitar, right?
Sure.
And I went to this music store and I tried so many different guitars, and the one that's sitting in my lounge was the one that I tried second. And I tried probably maybe another 15 guitars, and just strummed along with the 3 chords that I knew. And I was like, no, I want the second one back. And that's the one that stuck with me. And she's just,
That was
I
your
love
baby.
her.
It just felt right.
Yeah. It just felt comfortable, whereas all of the others just felt a little bit awkward. And whereas this one just fits perfectly, sits perfectly, sounds perfectly.
Wow.
Yeah, just.
Do you
just
write a lot
mine.
of your music on that guitar? Is that what we're like?
So I've only ever written my music on that guitar. So all of my originals have only ever been on that guitar. I've never ever written on anything else.
Oh, wow.
I don't have a piano, so it's purely just that little guitar.
Wow, that's so cool. I think that's awesome. Now, you also do covers and stuff. Have you done like party music? Do you have a band? Or are you just a solo act?
Yeah, so I'm in a few different projects. So I have an electroacoustic, like country acoustic duo called Landslide. And I'm also in a funk and soul band called Uptown Funk UK.
Oh, wow.
So we do all of your parties, all of your pubs, weddings, bar mitzvahs, funerals, you name it, we'll be there.
Sure.
If you need us, we'll do it.
Uh-huh.
Obviously been a bit difficult with with the old COVID situation, but cannot wait to get back. I'm missing it so much.
I'll bet. Especially, I love hearing about the funk stuff and the party stuff when that was probably happening. That must have been so much fun, because I come from that kind of background too.
Yeah, I love the vibe that you get, especially at festivals. So we did like the best festival ever last year, which was Goat Fest, which is in a little village near where I live.
Goat Fest?
Goat Fest. And I say little, and it's not. It's huge now. It's a massive festival. And we were headlining in one of the main tents, and it was probably the best gig I've ever done. It was just amazing. The energy that you get from your audience, just incredible.
Is that the best feeling, the energy when they're alive, you feel it and feed off it?
It actually makes you feel, I've always said, it electrifies you, like it gets into your soul. Like you look out, and when you see people singing along, and when you see people reacting to how you're singing and what you're doing on stage, it's probably one of the most incredible feelings I think I've ever felt in my entire life. It's probably up there with somebody singing along with the words to your own song.
That's really cool.
That's what's cool about it,
And our audience doesn't know, you're also dealing while playing with an autoimmune disease as well, correct?
I am, yeah.
I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's a really rare condition called transverse myelitis. Only 1 in every million people get it. And I got it when I was 18. It paralyzed me, and I had to learn how to walk again. And so, it's all it does is it has a lot of symptoms to manage. All your chronic fatigue, your nerve pain, all of that kind of stuff. The list is endless. And so, yeah, it does have a knock-on effect with things like gigs and stuff, because sometimes you've almost burnt yourself out before you even get to a gig, and you have to try and find that energy. Yeah, so you're like, it's almost like you're running on completely no cylinders, and you've got to fire on at least one just to get through the night.
And thank God the energy from the crowd can help a little bit, supplement that injection.
Yeah, and
that's
it
how I
only
look at it.
takes probably 1 minute for you to be on stage with everyone for it to all of a sudden go, okay, I've got this. I can do this now.
You're a testament to being a true fighter and a true believer in carrying on with the spirit. I want to ask you a question that I like to ask a lot. It's different. If somebody years in the future found your music, and say 50 years from now, 60, say we're all long gone, and they're listening to it with their friends or themselves, and what would you want them to take from your music? What would you want it to say to them? Who are you? What does your music represent?
Complexity, I think. I'm a very emotional person. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes that can be quite bad, I think. And I think most singer-songwriters will probably relate to that we are a very complex type of species. Yeah, I would say, in answer to your question, the complexity of it and the rawness of the emotion is what I would want people to feel, because then they can feel exactly what I'm going through in that moment.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you. And I like how you segued into what I'm going to tell the crowd. The audience right now, I want to treat you guys to an original song that Kai wrote. It's called #Corona. And I just want to say thank you so much for having a good talk today with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
It was really a lot of fun. We're going to throw to hashtag Corona. Guys, sit back. You're going to enjoy this. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Street lights, they come and they go. Some things you like and some things you don't. You're missing your family and you're missing your friends. You're wishing that this will all end. You're ordering online every day. Stuff you don't need, but you say it's okay. Who doesn't need a brush or a scarf? A pair of socks and some shit for the bath. We just want this all to end now. I'm running out of cash to spend now. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. You do a puzzle and then you do some more. You get excited when a delivery man comes to the door. Is it just the bin man you say? No, it's that ball game that you ordered and you can't wait to play. My bank keeps checking up on me. They say my spending is obscene. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. Hashtag Corona. My purse can't take any more. We really need to be allowed to go beyond our front door. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna be really skinned. Oh no, I just ordered a sink. Hashtag Corona. 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 Hashtag Corona.
Hey guys, thanks ever so much for watching the video for hashtag Corona. It was such an awesome awesome thing to have all of the communities get involved, my friends, my family. So thank you ever so much. And I just want to do a big shout out to the two people who are at the end of the video, the two NHS workers. The first is my cousin Ali Harris, and the second is her colleague. They work at the Lister, and their team on ITU is just phenomenal, and they are continuing to save lives whilst we sit on our couch and make videos like this. So if you like what you see and you like what you hear, please share. Go over to my Facebook page, Kai Addams UK, and give it a like. And thank you so much to our NHS. We love you.
Hey, this is Jesse Blaze Snyder, and I love having a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor on Good Talk TV.
Writing a book is the adventure of a lifetime. Red Penguin Books take pride in giving our authors a publishing experience that is stress-free and celebratory all the way. Some of our authors first approach us with no more than an idea for a book that's ready to sprout. Others submit completed manuscripts. Whether you're at either end or anywhere in between, our goal is to get you published. At Red Penguin Books, we offer options and opportunities that are unique in the world of publishing, and all of them are designed to keep you, the author we so deeply respect, in the driver's seat, unlike other publishing houses. So, if you want to write a book and are looking for a publisher, we've got you covered. Red Penguin Books deal in publishing services, book development, and ghostwriting for digital, print, and audiobook. Call us at 516-448-4993 or visit our website www.redpenguinbooks.com.
How many times can we stay inside, thinking it would be safer to hide, but letting life go by as we sit on the side. Too much is on our minds as time flies. Have your days ever seemed endless, waiting on a shoe to fall? Have you ever felt hopeless, like you'd lost it all? Well, we know we will overcome, even as dark clouds are rolling in and they're suffocating. We know we all need to hear that everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end, my dear. La la, la la. Sometimes it's hard to breathe, it brings us to our knees. So much to overcome, but I am not done. Use all my strength this time. This ain't my finish line. No sadness. I'm living inspired. Have your days ever seemed endless, waiting on a shoe to fall? Have you ever felt hopeless, like you lost it all? Well, we know we will overcome, even as dark clouds are rolling in and they're suffocating. And we know we all need to hear that everything will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. We will overcome, even as dark clouds are rolling in and they're suffocating. And we know we all need to hear that everything will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end.
So, are there any fans of the film Forrest Gump here? Yeah. So we all know that he lived a lot of lives, and he traveled all over the world, living a lot of lives. And the one constant through all of the changes was his love for his lady, for his Jenny. And so we decided to write a love song for Jenny from Forrest's perspective, and this is called Jenny. And we're going to end our set with this tonight, and we just thank you so much for listening, for having us. We really
Thank you so
had a great
much,
time.
really.
Thank you. Don does a live feed. Thank you.
Thank you guys at home for watching. And let's see, we have Ireland watching, England watching.
Yeah, we're all over. Go to
We're all
bed.
over the
Why are they
place.
up? Now let's stay up. That's good. I'm sorry, I didn't want to discourage
No,
anybody.
stay up.
If you want to see what we're up to, please check out County Line Music, County Line Road Music on Facebook, please, and that'll get you wherever you have to go. So this is called Jenny.
Somehow this crazy world kept spinning round and round, with everything upside down.
Come on.
Do you feel me, Jenny? Do you feel me? Do you feel me? With college done, I went up to the wall, and I saw things that I never saw before. It didn't matter where I looked, I only missed you more. Oh, missed you more. Do you miss me, Jenny? Do you miss me? Do you miss me? The friends I had would never be the same. Poor Bubba died while clinging to a dream. Lieutenant Dan just feels he's only half a man. Can you relate? I can. Do you feel
found peace on the water when the arguments subside. I got my journeys on the dock and the swaying in the tide. There's never been a time without you on my mind. I'll find all lives combined. Do you need me, Jenny? Do you need me? Do you need me? Sitting at the bus stop, talking so keeping time. It's playing like a movie, everything's on my mind. I can't wait to see, I have no idea what I'll find this time. Do you hear me, Jenny? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Oh, you're home.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Hi guys, I'm Voltaire from Chile, South America, and I can't wait to have a good time with my friends Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor. See you guys!
we are really, really excited that you get to meet our next original artist of the week. Please welcome Christina Custode. Welcome to Good Talk, Christina.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You are welcome. We are excited to have you here. We just got turned on to you like a couple of our other guests recently through Socially Distant Fest online, and you just kind of grabbed us right away. We loved your energy. We love your sassiness. We love how you write and how you play. And we're really excited that our viewers get a chance to meet you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from, and how'd you get started doing this?
Sure. So I am based out of Niagara Falls, New York, which is part of the greater Buffalo, Niagara, Western New York region. And I got started doing this when I was little. My dad was a musician, so I've been a musician as long as I can remember. I grew up with like Dixieland bands in my basement, and I thought it was totally normal to sing entire like soundtracks in the car on the way to school. All that I've ever wanted to do is sing and play the piano. So I had this like toy piano that I was obsessed with. And when I was 8, my dad was like, I'll strike you a deal. I'll get you a real piano, but you have to take lessons. And I was, you know, what 8-year-old wants to do that? So I was just kind of like, all right, I guess I'll do this, Dad, if you say so. So he, you know, went out and there was a piano in the house. And so I started taking lessons and just really fell in love with what I think is the greatest instrument on the earth. I'm obviously biased, but my love for the piano has been just so deeply entrenched in my childhood. And it really all does start there for me. And then when I was 16, my dad gave me another ultimatum. He was like, you can go work in the mall, or, you know, you can start gigging, but if you start gigging, you have to sing when you play. And for me, these two things were super exclusive. I love to sing and be on stage. And then I loved my classical and jazz piano stuff. And I never really wanted to bridge it. And I fought him. I fought my poor father, bless him, because he was like, you can't just go out and like, you got to sing, you got to do this. And he made me, I think it was like 3 songs. He said, learn to sing and play 3 songs. And then we'll go see if we can get you. I think I was in like a corner coffee shop in Youngstown, New York, like, you know, middle of tiny town, USA. And went in there and I got my first gig and started playing and singing, and it just kind of grew from there.
Now, vocally, your vocals really stand out because you remind me of a lot of different people, but you have so your own sound. And that was really interesting to me. Tell me, who are some of the people that you were influenced by growing up?
I love male vocalists. So, I mean, I could listen to John Lennon sing for days of my life and be okay with that. I think there's just something really honest about his vocals, and I just love that. Beatles, big Beatles. Loved Queen. Like, Freddie Mercury's voice is nuts, and his control amongst his range and his colors, and just the way that, you know, these guys that I listen to use their voice as an instrument and really get a different tone and color, I think has been really influential. As far as girls go, I mean, I'm a 90s girl. It's like I grew up jamming out to Jewel and Alanis, and just their songwriting to me was, again, just so transparent. And the way that their vocals fit into their instrumentation, I think, was pretty influential in how I write.
You also did a series and based on like a road trip and adventures and so forth with your mom. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so first of all, I love podcasts. I love listening to them. And when I tour, as you can imagine, I am an independent artist. So when I tour, I literally throw my gear in my Mini Cooper, put my mom in the passenger seat, and we drive all around the United States. When the world shut down in March, I said, I feel like this is the perfect time, because now all we want to do is get back on the road. And all I want to do is tour. And we can't. So it just seemed like the right time to sit down and edit all of that audio disaster, which it was, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I say that very openly. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am not a podcaster. I'm just a girl in the car with my mom with my piano. It's just another way to give people a different perspective, because I think it's normal as musicians and as especially motivated independent artists who are trying to be heard above the noise to only show the good. But anyone that's honest and transparent knows that that's not real. For every yes, you've been selected, for every gig that you get, there's so many that you didn't. And I think it's really important to just kind of be honest and open about the experience that this industry is right now for me. And I think releasing that podcast that was just kind of like, this is what it looks like. You can hear the stands rattling in the back. Like, this is what it is.
What is the name of the podcast and how can our viewers check it out?
Yes, so the name of the podcast is One Note at a Time. And it is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. It's produced through Anchor. And it's on a bunch of different platforms. But if you just go to ChristinaCustode.com, there's actually just a tab at the top that says podcast. Click there, and then you can find whatever listening route you'd like to take.
I love it. Now, you've got some releases out there of original music yourself. You've got an EP out there. You've got a full-length album, and you've also got a couple of singles that you've got out. Please, please support what this lady is about. We love what she's doing. She's really trying to connect with her audience, connect with all of us, and she makes music that really allows for that to happen. And as you can see, she's got great energy, and that just flows into everything that she does. In terms of what you're putting together, we're going to fast forward about 50 years from now. You have a collection and somebody stumbles across it. They've never heard of you. They have no idea anything about you. What main thing do you want your music to tell them about you?
That is a good, hard question.
It's one of Donnie's favorites.
That's a good one. No, that really is. That is a very good question.
I love it.
I think what I want them to take away in 50 years is that there was intent and purpose to all aspects of the piece. I'm a very intentional composer when it comes to what my piano actually does. I think being classically trained has heavily influenced the way that I write and the way that I use the instrument. And I really want someone that listens to it, whether it's tomorrow or, like you said, 50 years in the future, to be like, wow, this was purposefully done, and it's done with honest integrity and intent.
Solid answer and solid intent. I like that.
I think
Very
that's
cool.
all. I think that's all anybody can really hope for, is that when, because you put your music out there, you don't know who's going to listen to it, what they're going to think, how they're going to experience it, what's going to go into them through it. And I think at the end of the day, as long as they get that it was authentic and meaningful, then I can't really ask for anything else.
Amen, sister. I agree with that. Christina, thank you so much for sharing your time, for sharing your stories and sharing your music. We loved having a good talk with you. Everybody check her out on social media immediately, if not sooner. Download all of her music and stay tuned while we check out some of her stuff now. Thank you for a good talk.
Thank you so much for having me.
Don't you know how it feels when there's always someone pulling on your heels when you're almost to the top? And they will never let go, trying to keep you here in the world below, but you can never stop.
What's up, guys? It's JD Leonard, and I like kicking back and having a good talk with Robin Eve and Donnie Vapor.